AJ.
How's it going, man?
I'm fantastic. Getting over some allergies right now, but
You
I'm
good?
doing all right.
Feeling good?
I feel great.
Having a good night?
Who do you think won game one? I think it's Ant.
Is that from the graphic on the screen?
Yes, I think it's Ant.
All right. Your skills of observation are
I can barely see out of my left eye right now, but what I can see, I see a big old fat number one.
Yep.
I know what that means.
All right, let's pull up these deck lists. See, Grant's here. Jeff's hiding somewhere. There. Go.
Yeah, don't put me in charge of the Rug Delver deck list.
Yeah,
You know better than
I'm
that.
gonna grab that. Sideboard cards for combo. Actually, very light.
Okay.
Really, only 2 red Elemental Blast, which aren't even that great.
No, they're really not against Ant. There's nothing special as we see both
They
players
hit
on
like
the way
Brainstorm
here.
and Ponder and Preordain.
And Preordain is actually what's being cast right now by Grant. Lion's Eye Diamond and a Volcanic Island are the cards that he sees. You see a hand with Tendrils of Agony, Past in Flames, some other things going on there. I think I see a Chain of Vapor, but he is going to take Lion's Eye Diamond and pass the turn. Jeff going to play an end-step Brainstorm that's going to give him a land. A Wasteland, that is, a Lightning Bolt, and a Tarmogoyf. So he wants to set up his draw a little bit and puts that Lightning Tarmogoyf back immediately.
Hold me back, Cedric. Hold me back.
You see a Wasteland here. I don't think you're a fan of that Brainstorm.
Hold me back, Cedric.
Not a big fan of that Brainstorm, my friend. As the game progresses, you can go ahead and elaborate why.
Oh, he's just going to draw those cards again. It's that simple. Why not wait, get deeper into your deck, get rid of 2 cards that you don't want with a shuffle effect, and draw to more live cards.
As we are going to see another end-step Brainstorm, and there goes more of AJ's hair. And you're going to see a Brainstorm in response by Grant.
I can't bash too hard on the combo Brainstorms. They are a different species.
Yes. Of your Rug Delver and traditional Brainstorm decks. They're very different.
So we do see a Force of Will. We see a threat in the form of a Tarmogoyf. A Lightning Bolt, not too good.
You're going to see Scalding Tarn cycle away that last card here.
It wasn't the Tarmogoyf that he put away, I believe, so he must have another copy that he's casting here.
Yeah, the Tarmogoyf was the card that would essentially provide a clock for him, and we're going to hope that he does have Rasmussen. Another way to start dealing damage is you do not want to leave that Ant deck just to have its own up to its own devices.
Yeah, absolutely
without any
not.
pressure.
Absolutely not. And actually, any sort of damage that you can deal to the Ant deck, in addition to having the pressure and having the clock, it's also just good because if they're on the ad nauseum plan, and you can get them to say single digits, it's a lot easier for them to fizzle. It's unlikely, but it's you gotta play to your outs.
Yeah, you gotta do what you gotta do.
Mm-hmm.
You see a Ponder here with a Stifle, a Scalding Tarn, and a Nimble Mongoose, and he is going to organize this in such a fashion. I think that he's going to want to take that Stifle, but we'll see for sure as he's going to keep it, and he is going to draw Nimble Mongoose. So you see Rasmussen does have a Force Will in his hand as well. You see Wilkinson is going to draw a card. He's going to cast a Preordain here. He's just going to keep manipulating until he has found the combo. You see 3 Lion's Eye Diamonds in his hand. Tendrils and Dark Ritual are the cards off Preordain. Those go to the bottom. And you see him take a Ponder to his hand. Cabal Therapy, Past in Flames, Chain and Vapor also there in his hand. So it looks like he's got a little ways to go as far as getting to a combo here.
Lion's Eye Diamond and Past in Flames is an awesome interaction because a lot of times, you'll have your gas spell that you want to be able to cast, but you need the mana from the LED to cast it, and you can't do that. There's a game rule against it. But the Past in Flames, you cast it from your graveyard. So you just discard it to your Lion's Eye Diamonds, makes a million billion mana, and then cast it with Flashback, and then you have, your makeshift Yawgmoth's Will.
Yeah, you know what Yawgmoth's Will needed?
Flashback.
Yeah. I'll fix it. Wasn't good enough. As we do see a Ponder here. Nimble Mongoose also jumping into play as well. So another Force of Will, Stifle, and a Scalding Tarn there for Rasmussen off a Ponder.
Yeah, not too bad.
You can just see that he's starting to really get things under control here. While
He's got his clock. He's got a force and a blue card in hand and a force and a blue card on top. You know, Stifle itself, not really that good because it only answers the tendrils if Ant is going off with minimal protection and is not using the ad nauseum kill. So Stifle, you know, as a card to cast is not that good, but it is a blue spell or blue card to pitch to the Force of Will, which is a much better type of control card against these combo decks.
So now you're going to see Gataxian Probe here. From
Yo, dog,
Grant.
what's up?
He wants to get some information. He's willing to take 2 life to do it, and we see the hand here of 2 Force of Will, Stifle, Lightning Bolt, and Tarmogoyf. So he's working with some very good information right now. Doesn't have all the complete information because he doesn't know the top of Jeff's deck, but he's going to draw a card off Gataxian Probe. It is going to be a Polluted Delta, so he can finally hit a second land drop, and we're going to see a Duress.
All right.
So maybe he's making a move here. Stifle, okay, so that he can hit a land drop. Sacrifice that Polluted Delta.
Yeah, it's actually pretty awesome hitting Stifle there because it is basically taking a Force of Will.
Yeah.
Right? Because you need the blue card, but also he can't Stone Rain you, and you get to crack your fetch and play
Cabal Therapy.
another discard. Wow, and this one hits both of the Force of Wills. I was gonna say, well, I thought about saying that Jeff was ordered his pondering correctly. You want the Stifle in your hand and the Force of Will on top.
Mm-hmm.
And I was thinking just information-wise it's more important. But Cabal Therapy, kind of a blowout there.
It's a good Magic card.
And now,
We see, what did
Jeff
he draw?
really pants down here, and Grant, with a bunch of LEDs and a Past in Flames,
But nothing to really do with him yet. No rituals, no Infernal Tutor. You see his hand of Chain of Vapor, Past in Flames, 3 LEDs. Now, of course, Chain of Vapor is going to be able to buy him a little bit of time here in case things do go horribly, but he,
Chain of Vapor, actually an interesting card choice to bring in.
yeah.
Normally it's just a catch-all that you can bring in, if you don't know what kind of hate your opponent may have, but he has Deckless. We know that Jeff pretty much only has, I guess, Grafdigger's Cage, which is only good against Past in Flames. Maybe not even good enough for Jeff to have brought in. But here, it actually looks like it's just going to be Sacred Nectar.
Hey, if that's what you need,
Yeah.
that's the flexibility that's important. As Jeff is going to present his deck over to Grant, shuffle that away. And Jeff will draw another Tarmogoyf. So here comes an attack for what I believe is going to be 7.
I was going to say, the Tarmogoyf makes it so that Chain of Vapor no longer stops it from being a 2-turn clock.
Yep.
Oh, he just passes. Now Chain of Vapor can buy a full turn.
Yeah, I'm a little bit surprised by that.
He draws Cabal Ritual, and it looks like he's going to have to go for it.
It's go time.
He doesn't have a gas spell, but he does have 2 or 3 cantrips.
A ton of cantrips in his graveyard.
At least 3. I think he might have 4.
Yeah.
But he's gonna have to find something with them
Yeah.
because
So here's your Past in Flames. He actually gets to hardcast this instead of actually having to bust the LEDs and flash it back. So he's
Right.
actually going to gain a mana there.
and he has access to the flashback later, so that he can play a bunch of his cantrips. Say he draws more cantrips, he can cast those, which then he can use the flashback on the Past in Flames if he has a surplus of mana but not of cards, and he can use those to, or I'm sorry, he can use the flashback on the Past in Flames to rebuy on that second fleet of cantrips.
So we're going to see Grant, looks like he's going to start with Duress. He's going to take that Stifle. You see Lightning Bolt and Tarmogoyf. Coast is clear here. Has all that mana there from the Cabal Ritual.
Yep.
And now we're going to see LEDs get busts. There goes your your Chain of Vapor, which he no longer needs. He's got to get it this turn.
Yes.
And the question now is do you bust all of these LEDs right now for associated mana, so that you don't have to worry about that later? Because if you get Gataxian Probe, which he's going to do right now, then you have to bust the LED. You lose a card.
Yep.
So
That is true. And he drew a Duress, it looked
yeah,
like.
it looked like it was a Duress there. Now, you have to be careful how you do that because, you want all that mana in the pool first so you don't lose the cards.
Right. Did he sacrifice the LED for blue and cast the Gitaxian Probe, or did he Phyrexian mana it? Do we know?
Now, that's a good question that we will get from our spotter, as you do see Preordain here.
And Preordain... Well, it looks like Grant went to 5, so we have our answer.
Okay.
So that means he has 2 blue remaining after that Preordain. And
he draws
Infernal
Tutor.
Tutor.
Again, that he cannot cast now.
Oh, he must have Cabal Ritual mana floating still.
Okay, sure. Fair enough. Fair enough.
It all makes much more sense. I was a little worried, but
I was terrified.
Grant's on top of things. We don't have a mana counter, storm counter on the stream, so we are gonna see a Tendrils of Agony.
And assuming he has that enough mana floating to be able to cast that, and then I'll get a storm count here.
Mm-hmm.
He happily searched that one up.
You have 2 more stone.
Lightning Bolt from Jeff. Yeah, and that's it. So Tendrils of Agony is going to wrap it up. Grant Wilkinson will be moving on to the finals, defeating Jeff Rasmussen 2-0. Ant is moving on. A little while since we've had a storm deck.
It has been a while.